What up, though? Ledge here. Chill with me. I am here to review and recap an event that went down over the weekend in the UK. Uh, they came to me and wanted me to check it out. So shout out to them for even considering myself worthy to recap this event. Especially me being here from the States. They got a lot of dope people over there that vlog and recap, but they appreciate the work that I do over here, so I humbly appreciate it. So shout out to No Loose Chat, the final process that went down. Also, shout out to the owners and the people, the staff. Big Snoop, shout out to Paris, shout out to Tally. The way y'all conduct business is very refreshing, I would say. And hopefully people can follow that blueprint y'all set in over there. Really enjoy it. And also I want to say appreciate the well wishes too. They reached out to me when I was recovering from brain surgery, obviously for the that happened, and they was always sending support and love and checking on me. So I appreciate that. Much love to y'all. I mean, that's stand up stuff beyond battle rap. So I appreciate that. But let's get into this card. All right. No Loose Chat, the final process. I watched it thoroughly. I even took note. Hey, I want y'all to know I don't really write down bars normally, but I did it for you guys because I really wanted to shine light on the talent that y'all have over there. Like when you look at my recaps for like the URL King of the Dot thing, I'm not like the bar for bar breakdown guy, but just because I felt compelled to really, highlight the talent because I feel like people over here are, I wouldn't say aren't interested in battle rap over in the UK, but I feel like they always think there's like some big accent barrier that don't let them grasp the material. So what I am here to try to provide is some bars that I think that are universal no matter where you're from that you would get and think that was pretty tight. So I'm gonna kick things off. I'm gonna go in order of how I watched it, how it was kind of laid out on the VOD. Cop the VOD too. Like, go get it. It's on Vimeo. I will provide a link on the YouTube so you can get it. It's very affordable price, and you got like 6 battles on there, so it's quality. You know what I'm saying? And it looks really good. And shout out to the Wiretap too. I see they banner up. I need that sweater, man. I need that sweater. That we're gonna get into that Nobi versus Enigma the Prophet. Guys, I'm not familiar with any of these guys other than the 2 from the main event. So I'm going to say this is my first time seeing them, and they both pretty much impressed me. First round, I believe, Enigma started off first. He had, what he say, something about bugging us, dig the plot, push this pesticide before he gets to kill the crop. That was dope. They got a team over there like the crop or something like Killer Crop or something like that. So to play with that and say push this pesticide like the whole bug scheme, fire. I'm not gonna give too many bars out, but he compared himself to Virgil Abloh. So many sales off white. I didn't need no B. Going against no B, so the wordplay was there. Really dope. I like him a lot. Like, I like what he does. Like, he got a nice little confident rapping ability with nice punching, original punches, straight to the point. Very smooth, man. Very smooth. Nobi's first came out with little jokes about how like his skin color, he's dark skinned, but he sounds white, saying looks like a Tyrone, but sounds like a Dwight because he was calling him white. I get it. But the haymaker he had, when I checked Mike and Mike checked and he pocket tapped him and then like arm tapped him. I thought that was fire. That shook the building. Thought that was fire. That round might be close because I felt like while Enigma the Prophet was more consistent throughout the round, I felt like Nobi had some of the more of them haymakers. He also had an Iron Mike flip that was dope. Couple of line, but I think I'm gonna still get that to the Prophet. Although Nobi had the big moment with the mic check mic, mic check shit. That shit was hard. Second round is where kind of Prophet turned up. He had this rebuttal out the gate because Nobi was wearing a sweater called the Riot Tap which is battle rap media over there in the UK. Shout out to them. And it's a dope sweater. They're like, y'all, I'm not saying send me one, but if y'all was like, do you want it? I would promote it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I just looked it real clean. That's all. I'm just throwing that out there. You don't have to, but DM me for my size and all that. I can. But anyway, so the rebuttal was, you in trouble when a nigga wearing the wire tapped, like, cause he was talking about putting hands on him. That was fire rebuttal. A line that I really like, slot machine. My whole aim is to line up this fruit. Prophet was talking. Learned, and he was I guess he got like a Portuguese background, Nobi. I don't know, but he was talking about he was struggling to speak correct English, and he said, learn British before I leave a Rosetta Stone, like a Rosetta Stone, added stone. The wordplay was really good, man. Wordplay was really good. Nobi second. He tried to rebuttal. It just fell flat. But he did have a dope line. Shout out to Georgie Roots, who was also on his card. He said he teamed up with Georgie and still confused about his roots. I'm liking it. Nobi also had like an eye scheme, like with pupil, eyelash. He said something about his chick, I'm mascara. It was dope. I hate that he explained it though. It wasn't that intricate and complex for you to like run it back and explain it. Like I said, eye, pupil, lash. Like we heard it. It wasn't like, but that's something you probably learn over time. I don't know how new he is to battle rap, but some things you don't have to run back. But all in all, I felt like Prophet got that round two. Then we get into the third. He said, what did Enigma say here? Crossing squares to reach the summit. Played the game of snakes and ladders. He was just really good all 3 rounds. His third was probably his lightest, in my opinion. Nobi came out. I think his problem was these overly drawn out build-ups that led to okay punching. But what I would suggest and say to you, my brother, is if you're gonna build up like that for that long stretch of time, your punches have to pay off at the end. And I don't think they all paid off. But he did have like something about a Kurosaki blade that shook the room. And I did my research. I understand it now. I like that line a lot now. He said he blew rounds. Must be talking Naruto. I'm familiar with Naruto. A lot of anime references that's going to go over my head. Not going to lie to you. I'm not educated in that department. But, Naruto is something I'm familiar with. Dragon Ball Z lines, of course. But, all in all, I really just gave the Prophet every round. Pretty clear. There was, I would say the second round will probably be the closer round to me. No. Excuse me. The first round will be the closest to me. But all in all, I give that to Prophet. I like to see both gentlemen again. Prophet really stood out though. Next matchup was Bracy versus Messi 13. Now Messi 13 went first, and from like the sound of it, he just got back out of jail, free. Anybody who getting out, take care of your family. Hopefully you never go back. So he came out gunning, man. He said, this was a 1-rounder too, so it was a long round for both. But he said 5 angles on me hopeless. Only angle you should worry about is a gun and how to hold it. I like it. And he said breaking up with the girl from social media. The tech is dumping. He came with Messi got a lot of high energy, real aggressive, but he can also be witty. I like his combination of attributes that he has. Really good. This was probably my favorite in the whole round, and he had a pretty long round. I believe it was like 8 or 9 minutes. Probably longer. I could be tripping. But this peer a mid-tier, there's no point. He ain't aligned with the stars. This peer a mid-tier, there's no point. He ain't a. Hey, who are you talking to? The hell you think you talking to? Don't be talking to my people like that. Don't do that. But very fire round. See, with these 1-rounders that are really long, you're gonna have a natural dry spot, because nobody, it's hard, it's very rare and hard for a MC of any caliber to be that consistent for a whole round without separating your rounds. Because if you got 3 rounds, you can have a full theme each round. When it's 1 round, you kind of got to stay on one pace, at one speed, pretty much not really diversifying the subject matter to a point, because you don't want to lose people. You know what I mean? So, but he had a really dope round. Bracy went. He said you get flowers served in this hot round. It's Granny's China plate, like that. Apparently, since Messi has returned from jail, he lives with Rivers. Shout out to Rivers, who's dope MC over there. He said living in Rivers' crib, trying to get your feet wet. Rivers' crib, get your feet wet. Probably my favorite line from Bracy in this battle was the headshot. He fall back like I baptized him. Oh, he also had Half Moon. I bring the time back. He was cooking. He had a few more jokes in there later. I just think they both had some dry spots towards the end, but I think Messi survived his. Messi 13 survived his a little bit better than Bracy. But Bracy was good too. It was a 1-rounder, solid battle. That's how I'm calling it. Preference battle. I think if you gave Bracy the win, I wouldn't be mad at all. That's how I called it, though. This next matchup was really good. We got Moke versus Georgie Roots in a judge battle. 3 rounds, not playing. I don't want to. Because it was a judge battle, and again, I really prefer you guys to cop the VOD. Really, really go watch this. I'm not gonna go round per round in this battle. I'm gonna give y'all just some joints from their first rounds, maybe a little bit in the second, but I will break down each round, but just not with bars all the time. Only in this first round. Georgie went first. Think Iceland's mom's Why Everything I Cook come out the frozen section. He came out gunning, man. Chameleon, I blend to the. We say chameleon, I blend to fit the room I'm in, brother. Because he was saying, like, you going to talk about me being white and all this and that. I'm ready for it. So he had, like, he was counter-writing a little bit. I like that. I like when people counter-write. Moke went, though, and he went dummy in the first, man. He was, what did he say? Watch me split root Paul Walker. He had a Dragon's Den line that was fire. And if y'all not familiar with Dragon Dens, and I'm not as familiar as they are over there, but I've heard about it. It's pretty much like Shark Tank here. But I believe they came out first. So shout out to Dragon's Den. But y'all, that was crazy. Make sure you dye roots before the extension. That shit won't be able to leave roots like the girl with the Gorilla Glue. Oh, that got filthy. He had some. As you can tell, he had a lot of root flips for Georgie Roots, but they were landing. And then, this is probably my favorite line. This is probably one of my favorite lines of the battle, because I think he freestyled this. I don't know, or maybe he just knew what the surroundings was going to look like. But it was crazy. He said, like the Wiretap logo behind you. There was a banner with the Wiretap logo. He said, like the Wiretap logo behind you, I really got quotes for my W's. that was unnecessarily mean. That was crazy nice. And so I had it 1-0 going into the second round. Like I said, I'm going to put the phone down. I'm not going to give y'all bars after that, because I really want y'all to watch this, because it's a very close battle. Second round, I will say Georgie kind of like went the personal route, which was good. I love when people switch up round per round. They don't stick, like he wasn't just punching and doing and trying to like name flip and things like that. He switched the mood and he got into personals. Whether they're true or not, I don't know. I don't know their situations, but you can even see it in the shirt, something about Moke being very pro-black. I forgot what the shirt said, but it was very pro-black, which we are all for. For those who don't know, Georgie Roots is white. So he was telling him about, I'm all for what you're doing, but you're also a part of an organization that is, owned by a racist. So how does that work? And the way he kind of broke it down was good to me. One thing I want to point out with Moke though, Moke's second was really good too. It was really good, but I gave it to Georgie. Just the sheer fact that he switched it up and it was still like landing shots is more than just what Moke was doing in that second, although he did have moments. But I will say Moke has, and this is not just for him. I think every MC should work on their defense because he had terrible defense. And for those who are not familiar with the term defense, just when you're not rapping and you're the person getting talked to, how you react to the other person's material, it's important. Battle rap is more than just what you say, how you say it, and your material. It's also the nuances and the intangibles like defense. If I can sit there and not be affected by anything you say, it might throw you off because I've seen that happen. I've seen somebody thought they was getting crazy, but I seen them go against an opponent who just stood there staring in the camera, and next thing you know, they started choking because they weren't affecting at all. Moke seems like he was rolling his eyes. He was like looking at people like really like this. It looks bad on camera. You make his material hit that much harder because it looked like it's affecting you. Even if it isn't, like I would just work on not overreacting to somebody's material, whether it's untrue or whether you just think the bars is whack. I would work on that. But it comes down to the third. It's 1-1 going to the third. And I agree with the judges. Shout out to London Jen, who's a judge and who's like phenomenal with the media side. It's good to see her at all those events. She was one of the judges. And I agree with the majority of the judges who gave the battle to Georgie Roots based off the third round. Also, with Georgie, I like that he was switching up his patterns. In the third round, he did a lot of more rapidy rap, which was good to me. He didn't do much of that in the first and second. He rapped at a much faster pace in the third, much more pattern based with multis and things like that. I was into it. He just had a really good third. Moke third was really good too. And I agree with the judges. He was gaining momentum, about to steal this round, which means he was about to steal this battle and the bag that came with it. But then he switched his attention off of Georgie Roots and started kind of just shooting at people in the room. And in an exhibition, that's great. You kind of want to keep the focus on who you're battling to get this bag. And I felt like he failed that mission towards the back end. It was too close to take that type of gamble unless you were going to bring it back full circle and tie it in to Georgie. You get what I'm saying? All in all, good battle. I gave it to Georgie Roots just like the judges. 2-1 rounds 2 and 3. Yeah, man, it was solid, very very solid. Next matchup was a 1-rounder. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one because it's pretty underwhelming. No disrespect, but Chubb Zeno versus Nux. Chubb Zeno went first. He started out pretty well because he was talking about how Nux is like more concerned with like his internet, like following on Instagram, and he was talking about how he was really out here. So I was like, oh shit. The problem was he jammed up, choked. Same thing in the second, pretty much. Third wasn't any better. Chubb Zeno got to go back to the drawing board, not just with his material and being prepared, but also with his projection. I had to turn my volume up to hear him, and he was rapping with his head down, not even really creating much eye contact. It was just a bad performance, in my opinion. Again, it's no disrespect. It's my first time seeing you. I don't know, you guys in the comments or even people in the staff, let me know, is that his style like consistently? Does he always rap with his head down? Does he always rap with that low monotone voice? If so, somebody need to get behind him and tell him to project much more. As for Nux was solid, but really all he had to do was finish his rounds and he win. And that's what happened. He won. So salute to both gentlemen. I would like to see more improvements on both ends. We're going to go on to the next matchup. Again, another 1-rounder. This was a more entertaining 1-rounder. You had Templar Surfer versus Caps. Temp went first. I'm not going to give it like he had to keep a sword at arm's length so I can still stab and kill you at a social distance. That was fine. He called himself the, I guess he's like the knife. Like, you know how with Tay Rock is like the gun bar king and Rum Nitty is the Gunline King. Well, a lot of his like violence is done with knives and swords. So I just thought that was like pretty interesting to hear. Like he wasn't. I don't think I heard a gun bar. I think I heard all knife and sword talk from him, which was cool, man. It was cool. He had a solid round. Caps went. He had a line that I like when he said, "You might mistake this for gentrification. The way I knock your block off." That was tough to me because he said it. It was the delivery along with the with the line, but the delivery was hard too. Um, that one could really go either way. That's super preference. I would say I'll probably give it to Surfer though, because I feel like he was more concise and more in the pocket and cohesive with his rapping. I felt like Caps took like these section breaks where I didn't know if he was forgetting his rounds and started freestyling. Like not that his even if he did that that's dope, but it was just too spaced out for me. So it came across a bit choppy, but good 1 round battle. Not mad at it. It's worth a watch for sure. And now we're down to the main event where we got YD versus Tech. And I do got the bars for this one because this was the main event for all the marbles. You know what I mean? So I believe Tech goes first. He say I had to fix up He said he had to fix it up. DIY, do it yourself. For those who don't know that lingo, if I Vision War Machines drop, talking about the Iron Man movie, that was hard. That was hard. Looking at all my results like YD, because he said I took a course, I took exams. Now I'm looking at all my results like YD. Good. And that was I didn't think it would be I didn't think it'd be doable to like name flip YD because like how many YD flips could you really have? But he managed to pull a couple off. So that was his first. I will say he had a moment where he was like a little stumbly and Tech in his past did have problems with choking and stumbling and things like that. He got it together though. It wasn't too bad, but it was noticeable. You get what I'm saying? So that's what happened in his first. I like YD's first as well. He had plant the seeds that would bring you to your death, Big Nappa, holding these beats in your own house like domestic victims. He had really good lines, but again, I agree with the judges because this was a judge battle. He had a lot of anime references, and I'm just not heavy into anime. So a lot of those was going over my head. And I think as a writer, though, it's on you to realize that and not, especially for money, like how many people are going to get these anime bars. Or if you know who the judges are, you should be familiar with if you think they would know that. Like, because like I would say 3 of the 4 judges came and like, I don't know that much about anime like that. It's your job to really think about that. Like, will they catch this? Because this is a judge battle for in the moment. On cam, when it ages, it might be phenomenal, but you're not here to rap for, the future. You're here to rap for now. So, first round goes to Tech. Second round was really good from both. Tech went. I'll just keep it short. He said, "You thought I was." He kept saying new machine," and it looked like he was choking. And he said, "You thought I was choking." I said, "New machine. Don't worry about the old Tech." That was fire. That was one of the room rockers in the building. Yeah, he just had a really good round, man. I don't want to get too much into his bars, but he had a lot of dope shit. And so did YD. YD had Tony Hawk, Matt Hoffman. Sports nearly the same, but the grind different. I used to watch Tony Hawk and Matt Hoffman, so I got that right away. Thought it was dope. Yeah, I was into the X Games. So that was a close round to me. I'm not going to lie. I just felt like Tech did a little bit more in that round. Now the third is a different story. Kind of. Due to be lit, they want me to smoke. Looks like I'm about to cave in to peer pressure. That line didn't get reaction like that because that was like more of a setup to another punch. But I actually liked that line more than the actual punch he ended with, to be honest. Like I like that. I like that. And he had Stranger Things line. He got into his Avengers in-game bag. See the hammer rise. I knew I was worthy. Talking that shit. I liked Tech's third. And then YD, he had a rebuttal for the Avengers line, but I don't think they really appreciate. I thought it was better than what they gave it credit for. Like it was clean, and it wasn't like your typical rebuttal. He actually had a little build up and momentum before he like rebutted with the punch. Thought it was good, man. I thought it was good. He also had, this was powerful. He said, "How you choke like 9 times but still alive?" But George Floyd choked for 9 minutes and dead. That was crazy. That the way he delivered it was dope. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, George Floyd. That was that was crazy. He had a warning bar that was dope too, about using tech like text. You know what I'm saying? It was dope, man. It was a dope battle. The judges gave it to Tech. I gave it to Tech 2-1, rounds 1 and 2. I like YD's third a bit more, but overall, dope matchup, solid card. I suggest you all go watch that card. You will really come across some talented MCs over there, man. UK got a shitload of talent that needs to be discovered over here in the States. I say it all the time, but nobody's listening. I'm trying, Snoop. I'm trying, y'all. Premier battles over. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get, because we say culture all the time over here, the battle rap culture, but we only acknowledge shit that's going on in the U.S. So I think it's kind of phony, but that's just my opinion. But it is what it is. Want to thank y'all for allowing me to get the VOD and check it out and give this recap from a brother who's like far removed. But I do, I got a passport, me and my wife. So one day we will take a trip. We will take that trip and want to see it up close and personal, do interviews and all that good stuff. All right. So appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the recap. That's my time. And as always, keep it battle rap. Peace. Love.